I'm Jill. Yes, that's me. The ex-Jill fucking Jennings. The woman who married the most unlucky, but most wonderful man in the world. I consider myself the happiest woman of all time. Jimmy, my husband, may not be very good looking, but I wouldn't trade him for any man on earth. I could talk about him all day long. He's smart, he's strong, he gives me everything I want, and he gives me sex like a machine. Yes, my boring husband is the only man who has ever satisfied me in bed. I had dozens, if not hundreds of men before I met Jim, and none of them ever made me feel the way my Jimmy did. Don't even think that I'm some kind of bitch in round heels. I was just looking for a man who could scratch my itch. I haven't even thought about another man since my sweet Jim came along. When I was in college, I once had sex with 12 guys at once. I like to look at it as giving the basketball team proper motivation. They were all nice boys and tried their best to meet my needs. If you read Cosmo, you'd know that not all of us girls are as sensitive down there as we should be. It's not very common, but it does happen. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, sometimes I feel like my mind is going in a million different directions, and if I do it again, just snap my fingers. This usually gets me back on track. In any case, all these male advantages approaching me from all sides meant nothing to me. On the other hand, I bet that the first time Jim and I had sex, I enjoyed it 12 times. I just can't get enough of my Jimmy. I love him to death. I once read that nerds make the best lovers because they try so much harder. So, back to what I was saying, about 4 months ago, Jimmy and I were talking about taking some time off. I wanted to go somewhere warm and sunny, and Jim wanted to go somewhere to learn new computer equipment. Sometimes I can't believe it. Computers are on vacation. How much fun can it be? Well, believe it or not, we came up with all this to be happy together. You guessed it, Las Vegas. There was going to be a big electronic show there in a few weeks, and who can argue with the sunshine there? This would be perfect for us. I could work on my tan all day while Jimmy studies his gigahertz stuff. Then we could have fun together in the casino and make love the rest of the time. Jim went online that evening and booked us into a really nice hotel with a big pool and spa. Jimmy is so caring. I could get a massage and get my nails done while he plugged his RAM into some AGP slot. Was that right? I don't know too much about this computer stuff. The next day, we went shopping. I wanted to buy a couple of new swimsuits, but Jim needed shorts and casual shirts. There are a few stores in the mall on the other side of town that I'd like to check out. Our first stop was Bikini Hut. They had the cutest little bikinis that I just had to try on. I chose 2 that I really liked, and we took them to the fitting rooms. Jimmy felt a little awkward standing there alone, so I pulled him into the booth with me, which turned out to be a mistake or not, depending on your point of view. As soon as I pulled the short dress over my head, I felt Jim behind me. In a cramped little space with mirrors on the wall, Jim stood behind me, watching me take off my panties. He perfectly saw my now naked body in the mirror. We had sex. When we finally left the fitting room, every eye in the store was on us. I proudly approached the saleswoman and told her that we would take both bikinis. You should have seen the look in her eyes when she passed the tags past the scanner, since they had Jimmy's biological fluid on them. The older saleswoman ran up to the counter and pushed the clothes towards me. "Just take them, please." Well, I put them in my purse and thanked them for one of the best purchases I've ever had. We went into a men's store and picked out some things for Jim. After training at Bikini Hut, we were both hungry and went to the food court to eat. Jim ate his Chick-fil Kids meal. He loves collecting those little plastic toys. He must have thousands of them now, and he especially loves them. Click! I told you I could talk about him all day. He's so cute. He giggles. Well, I was sitting across from Jimmy, licking the mustard off my hot dog on a stick, and dreaming about what I'd do to Jimmy when we got home. From time to time, I flashed my little thigh at Jimmy, and at that moment, a familiar face appeared behind him. "Lana? Oh my God, I haven't seen you for ages. Where were you hiding?" I said. Jimmy's head turned so fast that I thought he would break his neck. "I was wondering who it is. And it's you, Jill. God, you're still as gorgeous as always," she said, sitting down on the chair next to Jim. "Are you still with that jock doctor?" I asked, and Jim's mouth opened wide as if he was in shock. "Yes, we even got married." She rocked her 3-carat diamond ring for me to admire. Oh, it's so beautiful. So what are you two doing today? Just did a little shopping. We needed to buy some things for our holiday in a couple of weeks. Jimmy is taking me to Vegas to work on my tan. You're kidding. We're going there for the medical congress on the 12th. Jim looked very sick, and I couldn't understand why. It's so strange because we'll be there too. Jim suddenly jumped up and almost ran to the toilet. Is Jim feeling well, Jill? It must have been the chicken nuggets he ate. Well, anyway, while we're there, we should have dinner together or something. I think this is the plan. Call me and let me know. And now I have to run. I waited until Jim returned to the table. A few minutes later, he returned a little green. Are you okay, honey? You don't look good. Let's get you home. As soon as we got home, I put Jimmy to bed so he could get some rest. I brought Jimmy some chicken soup, hoping it would help him feel a little better. He just lay there, staring at the ceiling. What happened, baby? I've never seen you behave like this before. Do you want me to call a doctor? No! No more doctors, I'll be fine. You are sure? I am worrying about you. You've been acting pretty strange since we saw Lana this afternoon. I saw him cringe when I mentioned her name. Jim, it has something to do with her, doesn't it? Well, yes. What happened, baby? Tell me what's up. We've never had secrets before. Whatever it is, we can get through it together. Don't try to keep it inside. You always know how to comfort me, don't you? Look, Jill, I have a bad feeling again. You know, like something bad is going to happen. As if my luck was about to run out. I don't understand, Jimmy. Well, you know that Lana and I knew each other before you and I met. Well, yes, we all worked together. I kind of knew Lana better. It's so stupid. Baby, just tell me what's going on. Well, Lana made me go on a date with her. But it's okay, Jim. You know, I had men before we met. I don't mind if you were, well, close to her. But Jill, I was a virgin. She took me without permission. She forced me. That's exactly what happened when I had to have my, last surgery. I know this will sound stupid, but I feel like she's been following me lately. And she received several strange phone calls. What kind of calls, Jim? Well, really suggestive things, like the fact that she wants me to meet her for drinks. She constantly appears wherever I go, as if stalking me. I'm getting scared, Jill. You are the only good thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I just don't want anything to come between us. That damn bitch, I'll kill her. She took you without your consent, and now she wants to return to the scene of the crime. Oh, my poor, poor baby. I comforted Jim in my arms. Who has ever heard of a woman taking a man without consent? But I do know that Jim's luck is such that, if it could happen, it probably would have happened to him. And it's fucking tearing him apart. I'm going to take revenge on her, even if it's the last thing I do. I didn't sleep a wink all night, but I had a plan to get back at that nasty bitch for what she did to my dear Jimmy. I agreed to meet Lana while we were in Vegas. Given Jimmy's fear of doctors, it was easy to convince her not to involve the boys in our plans. I didn't want him to ever find out what I had in mind for that little bitch. My plan was quite simple, but I was sure it would work. You know I'm no rocket scientist, but I did sleep with one of them once. We had a great time on our way to Las Vegas. Jim felt much better since I assured him that we wouldn't have to see Lana. We lowered the convertible top on the car and hit the road. The weather was so good that I took off my little dress and started sunbathing a little earlier. All I was wearing was a thong and I had my feet on the dashboard. The wind felt so good as we drove down the freeway at 80 miles an hour. By the time we arrived in Vegas, there were already about 50 trucks behind us. I'm so naughty sometimes that Jimmy has been getting excited for the last 200 miles. After a long drive, we immediately checked into the hotel. I couldn't wait to get some love after the show I put on for all those horny truckers. Jimmy read my thoughts and made love to me, how I love my man. We decided to have a quiet dinner and return to our room early to cuddle and relax after a long day on the road. The next morning I lay in bed, enjoying our sex. Jimmy woke up early and just couldn't resist it. He went down to the casino after we finished making love. He wanted to try out his new gambling system that he had developed on his computer, leaving me to bask in the glow of our love. The door opened and slammed a few minutes after Jim left. Now he was back and looking very annoyed. What's the matter, baby? I lost all my fucking money. Already? Your system didn't work? No, I want to say that I lost all my money. The wallet must have fallen out of his pocket. Did you ask anyone if anyone found it? What will this give? Jim is the smartest person I know, but sometimes he can be so stupid. I called the front desk and told them what happened. They said security would come straight to our room. I convinced Jimmy to take a shower to calm down. He gets so nervous sometimes. I was looking for something to cover my naked body, and suddenly I heard a knock on the door. I wrapped a towel around me and went to see who it was. A tall man in a suit looked at my slightly covered chest. He was finally able to tell me that he was there to inquire about Jim's lost wallet. I gave him all the information he needed. His name was Jerry, and he told me he would do everything he could to find him. As I reached out to shake his hand, the towel fell, revealing my round breasts, which I quickly covered. He told me that I made his day and told me not to worry. I joined Jimmy in the shower and took some of the stress off him. We barely had time to get dressed when I heard someone knocking on the door. The three men smiled at me. Jerry, the one from earlier, handed me Jim's wallet. I'm sure they came back with it in case I was still naked. Wouldn't that be nice of them? Jerry said if I ever needed anything to just say his name. I promised to go to the Electronics Expo with Jim, but it was only for an hour or so. I didn't really see the point in it, but I told him I would do it. I wanted to get it over with on the first day so I could work on my tan and punish Lana. Holy cow. The convention center was huge. There must have been 20,000 people packed into this place. We wandered around for a bit. It was difficult to get through the crowd. At some point, I lost Jimmy's hand, but I knew it wouldn't be a problem for him to find me. I was wearing a fiery red tight dress, Jim's favorite dress. He goes crazy when he sees me wearing it, just like a bull and a red cape. While I was waiting for Jimmy, I saw the coolest little digital camera. It was no bigger than a cell phone. It also took photos and videos, but the coolest thing was that it was wireless and could send the image directly to your computer. Snap. Oh my gosh. You and your snap. This part is very important to the story. So, I was checking out this camera and couldn't get the guy's attention to find out how much it cost. Someone grabbed me by the arm and pulled me into the gap between the curtains, separating the booths. I almost screamed when Jim kissed me hard on the lips. We were standing right in the middle of this mass of people, and Jim fell to his knees. We made love again. Oh my God. The camera. I peeked out from behind the curtain, and 40,000 eyes were staring at the biggest fucking television screen on the planet. It must have been 40 feet high, 20 feet high, and it showed what we were doing. Jim and I calmly walked out from behind the curtains, and the entire room erupted in applause. I handed the camera to the guy in the booth. He asked me to wait a second, grabbed a new one from the display case and handed it to Jim. The guy kissed my hand and said something about how we could sell 1 million of these cameras with our help. Well, after having sex in front of a live audience of 20,000 people, we decided that's enough for today and headed back to the hotel. I love to impress as much as the next girl, but this was too much even for me. We had a really good dinner and a few drinks. Back to our room, we were hopping around like bunnies most of the night. The next morning, I was at the pool, just soaking up the hot Nevada sun. I called Lana's room and agreed to meet her at the hotel spa that same day for a girly get-together. After an hour in the sun, I felt medium rare. I remembered what Jerry had told me the day before about helping me with everything. No, not like that, Giggle. You have such dirty thoughts. I didn't know the city very well, and what I needed wouldn't be in the yellow pages. In a city this size, there would probably be just the right place for me, and I was pretty sure Jerry would tell me where to find it. I stopped the first security guard I saw and asked if Jerry was on duty today. He nodded and spoke into the radio for a second. Jerry was immediately nearby. Hi, Jerry. I wanted to thank you again for your help yesterday. Oh, believe me, it felt really good, he said as his eyes moved down to my chest. You're a bad boy, aren't you? Sorry if I confused you, but they look amazing. Well, thank you. It's very nice of you to notice that. But I need some information, and you said that if I need anything, just ask. I'm yours. Just tell me what you need. Well, it's a little, delicate. Jerry, I'm looking for a sex store. You know, the kind with the glory hole. Do you understand what I mean? There was a lustful smile on his face now. If you want to have sex, I interrupted him. No, that's not what I need. I appreciate your offer. It's so kind of you. It might be hard for you to understand if I don't tell you the truth, so can I trust you? Of course you can. I have a friend, but now she is not my friend. She's trying to seduce my husband, and if all she wants is a stranger's dignity, I intend to see her get more than she can handle. Well, what does she look like? Jerry, some of this might be illegal, and I don't want anyone else getting involved. I don't know yet how this will all turn out, and you're too cute to get involved in all this. It seems to me that when I said the word illegal, he understood what was going on. He actually told me about a place that was perfect for what I had in mind for Lana. It was a quick taxi ride from the hotel and close to the strip. I galloped off to my room. It was going to be a wonderful day, simply wonderful. Lana and I met at the spa at 1 p.m. There were so many options, from pedicures to facials. We both chose a massage first. This place really knew how to relax a girl. Champagne was served like water here, and Lana couldn't get enough of it. We were wrapped only in towels and led to tables by two very beautiful, very young masseuses. I could see Lana appreciated how the girls looked in their skimpy uniforms. It would be so much fun. I threw caution to the wind and threw in the towel, climbing naked onto the table. Lana had not yet completely relaxed, but the champagne was already exhausting her. She almost looked at my naked body while the girl manipulated my muscles. I made sure to let out a lot of grunts and moans for the effect I wanted. I asked Mandy, my masseuse, to pay special attention to the muscles around my thighs. Lana appreciated the picture, and soon her towel was already lying on the floor. Barbara, her girl needed Lana's buttocks like bread dough. I really liked it. We finished the massage, and I took Lana by the hand into the sauna. We were alone, naked, as on the day we were born. I leaned back and relaxed on the wooden bench, pulling my left leg up towards it. Throwing my head back, I closed my eyes and slowly stroked myself. It's a shame Jimmy isn't here, I whispered. And what? Oh, nothing. I just dreamed about Jimmy and how he made me feel. Yes, I can imagine. Doesn't your husband, Mark, inspire similar feelings in you? Oh yeah, he's great, she said too quickly and too loudly. Oh God, Jill, I envy you so much. I wish Mark could make me feel the same way. Oh God, I wish I could. But Lana, you yourself said that he does this. He's busy all the time, doing everything in his power, but it doesn't give me what you had. I'm really sorry, Lana, but let's take a shower and go shopping. There's a place there that someone told me about, and I'm dying to check it out. Great. That's the only thing Mark is good at. What is it? Platinum credit cards. She grinned. We caught a taxi and went to the address Jerry had given me. The adult supermarket was like a Walmart store. This place had almost everything to do with sex. You can imagine, I could bring Jimmy here later and have some fun. We went window after window, and Lana went crazy. We already needed a shopping cart for all the things she chose to buy. She had 2 huge bags full of toys, lotions, and videos. I knew that by this time, Lana was so horny that she would be happy to have sex in the middle of Las Vegas Boulevard. It's time for reckoning, time to pay the bills. I took Lana's beautifully manicured hand and led her to the video room. I checked the booths until I found one, with glory holes. We had to squeeze into a dirty little space, so I inserted some money into the slot and selected a particularly dirty movie. A few minutes later, as if on command, Lana had sex. I was very careful to get some great shots of this wonderful 3-carat diamond ring as it rotated back and forth on this anonymous wanger. When Lana reached her peak, she was rewarded with a face full of sticky discharge. At that moment, she didn't care anymore. I helped her to her feet and impaled her on the new man. It was now bent at the correct angle. The camera rolled as Lana was taken from both ends. It would have been a much better film than the one that was shown on the screen in front of us. I have a particularly cool video with Lana. She was used by at least 8 different men. Coming out of the small closet, I was surprised to see Jerry coming out of the next cubicle. zipping up. He just smiled and said, "I thought you might need me to take you back to the hotel." We took Lana and her things. She didn't say a single word the entire short way to the hotel. Jerry took me to the casino and said, "You're a great lady, and I didn't want things to get out of control. You know, just in case, these things can get ugly real quick, like a shark feeding frenzy. You're such a sweet guy, thank you." I kissed him on the cheek and got out of the car. It was a wonderful day, and when I see Jimmy, it will be even more wonderful. I accidentally saw him in the casino bar as he walked towards the elevators. "Hey, sailor, are you lucky?" He looked back to see me. "Looks like I just hit the jackpot. I missed you today." "He's so cute." Giggle. "How about we buy a lonely girl a drink?" "Of course, honey. What do you want? Sex on the beach?" "No, a bottle of water and a screaming sex in our room." We barely got out of the elevator. Jimmy was picking up my shoes and clothes all over the corridor. I stood naked and waited for him to open the door to our room. I wanted to do it fast and hard, but Jimmy took me slow and easy. That evening, we didn't even have time to have dinner. I left a message for Lana, strongly inviting her to meet me at the pool at our hotel the next morning at 10 o'clock. When she joined me by the pool, it didn't look like her vacation was going as well as mine. "Lana, it looks like you didn't sleep well last night." "Honestly, I didn't sleep at all, and now I don't feel very good. Would you like a Bloody Mary?" "Okay, this might help a little." "I doubt it," I said to Lo so she could hear. I called the pool girl and ordered our drinks. "Jill, I feel so dirty, and the guilt is killing me. How did all this happen yesterday? God, this is such a mess. What should we do now?" "What do you mean, we? Lana? You're the one who had sex with at least 8 different men by my count." The look on her face now was priceless. "Oh, by the way, here's a little souvenir for you to remember your first time having sex like this, if it was your first." I handed her the disc with her exploits. "No." "And you?" "This can't be true, I don't believe you." Our drinks arrived and Lana drank all of hers while I signed the check. When she finished her glass, I handed her mine and she looked like she could use it. "Well, Lana, if I were you, I would take this seriously. Now that you've experienced what it's like to be used against your will, I want you to think about how you use Jim. And I suggest you, if you don't want your husband to find out what you did yesterday, keep your damn mouth shut and stay away from my man. Next time we meet, I won't be so kind. Do you know about this too? But how?" "It's simple," Jimmy told me. "It's called trust and communication. You should try it sometime. Maybe if you treated Mark like a husband and not like a bank account, you wouldn't chase other men." "Are you going to tell Mark about this?" "Lana, as long as you stay away from Jim, this will be our secret. But if you ever try to contact him again, the whole world will know about your Vegas vacation." Well, Jim's complicated theory about slot machines didn't work. He lost all his money, all $20. My system worked pretty well. You put money in the top and press a button. I won over $1,200. Pretty simple, yes, but that's not the reason they call me Miss Fortune. Let me give all of you ladies some advice if you are looking for a guy to scratch your itch. Don't pay so much attention to the box your man is packaged in. Just like with burglars, the surprise is what's inside. And stay away from my Jimmy, or I'll pay you a visit. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff